This copyrighted broadcast is made under exclusive rights granted to the Metro News Radio Network by the West Virginia Secondary School Activities Commission. Any rebroadcast, publication, or use of the accounts or description of this game without the express written consent of the Metro News Radio Network is prohibited. The announcers on this broadcast are employed by the Metro News Radio Network and the West Virginia SSAC.
The two teams have retaken the floor. They now head to their benches. Martinsburg wearing a bright orange uniform, and the Patriots of Wheeling Park wearing their home whites this evening. Time now to meet our two starting lineups and team staffs. Let's turn it over to Civic Center public address announcer Frank Blake.
Ladies and gentlemen, for this AAA contest, let's welcome the Bulldogs of Martinsburg. And let's welcome the Patriots of Wheeling Park. Introducing Martinsburg's head coach, Dave Rogers. Wheeling Park's head coach, Sam Andy. For Martinsburg, assistant coach, Gary Shook. For Wheeling Park, assistant coaches, John Mallett, Don McCormick, Dwayne Rogers. For Martinsburg, the support staff, Jeff Carter, Robbie Springle, Cooter Shook. For Wheeling Park, Matt Donovan, Todd Dye, Mike Miller, Scott Bice, Shane Mallett, Mark and Tim McCormick. The Lions Club host for Martinsburg is Ken Waldeck. The Lions Club host for Wheeling Park, Roy Sexton. And now introducing the squads. For Martinsburg, wearing number 13 is Troy Feltner. For Wheeling Park, number 50, Sean Fiscardo. For the Bulldogs, number 14, J.R. Fox. For the Patriots, number 32, Sean Stake. For Martinsburg, number 20 is David McKenzie. From Wheeling Park, number 10 is Shane Saunders. For the Bulldogs, 23, Eric Johnson. For the Patriots, number 20, Richie Beckett. From Martinsburg, wearing 25, Jamie Domenico. From Wheeling Park, wearing 30 is Steve Minter. For the Bulldogs, 34 is Jason Johnson. For the Patriots, number 24 is Ray Davis. From Martinsburg, number 35, Scott Lynch. For the Patriots, number 40 is Brynjar Sigurdsson. Now the starting fives. For Martinsburg, 6'1" junior, number 24, Freddie Ferguson. For Wheeling Park, 5'9" junior, number 14, Kevin Heller. For the Bulldogs, the 6'2" senior, number 22, Smokey Grantham. For the Patriots, the 6' senior, number 12, Lance Lee. For Martinsburg, at 6'4", a senior, number 31, Anthony Dokes. For Wheeling Park, a 6'3" sophomore, number 44, Mike McLeod. For the Bulldogs, a 6' senior, number 44, Spencer Ferguson. For the Patriots, a 6'4" junior, number 42, Eddie Stargin. And for Martinsburg, at 5'8", a senior, number 32, Marsalis Basie. And for Wheeling Park, 6'2" senior, number 34, Bill Reed.
It's game time. The tip-off in 1 minute after we hear this message from Blue Cross and Blue Shield of West Central, West Virginia.
Here's important news for employers who want to cut down the paperwork on group insurance and still give your employees the nation's #1 health care coverage. It's no fuss, no forms coverage from Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Parkersburg. And it means you'll never have to handle another long, complicated claim form. Call us about no fuss, no forms group coverage from Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Parkersburg. 1-800-344-5514. When time is money, it can mean big savings.
Bobcat basketball, often a national NAIA title contender, is part of a winning tradition at West Virginia Wesleyan College. At West Virginia Wesleyan, 17 varsity sports for men and women take their place beside business, engineering, and music and the arts in liberal education. It's a winning combination, and it creates one of the finest settings for learning in the eastern United States. Bobcat basketball at West Virginia Wesleyan College. The tradition continues.
The 19th Virginia Class AAA Basketball Championship continues now from the Charleston Civic Center Coliseum. Once again, here's Tony Caridi.
We're all wired in and ready to go. Standing room only at the Charleston Civic Center Coliseum as the Martinsburg Bulldogs and the Patriots of Wheeling Park exchange handshakes out at midcourt. Anthony Dokes will jump it off for Martinsburg. He steps into the center circle. And we are all set to go. And the opening tip is controlled by the Bulldogs. Immediately, Marcellus Basie takes over, fires a long three. No good off the front of the rim. The rebound controlled by Billy Reed of Wheeling Park. They attack from left to right. Kevin Heller is the point guard. Watched tightly there by Marcellus Basie. Martinsburg sets up in a man-to-man defense. McLeod, the sophomore, fires from out front. It's good off the front of the rim and in. 16-foot range. Wheeling Park strikes first. Basie down the other end, driving in the lane, pulling up. We've got a whistle and a foul call against Wheeling Park as the 5'8" Basie wasted no time in splitting down the lane, and he was hacked there by Kevin Heller and Jay Jacobs. Heller is going to have his hands full tonight.
And right now Heller is backpedaling as he takes on Basie, and he let Basie get into the paint early.
Inbounds, Basie fires one from the corner, no good, rolls it off the rim. Rebound, Patriots. Here comes Heller over the timeline. Wheeling Park leads 2-0, 40 seconds gone by. Lance Lee fires over on the right side. Ball taken inside by Stargent. He shoots and scores. Eddie Stargent hits along the baseline on a nice pump fake. It's 4-0, Wheeling Park.
Basie's got to get some other people. He's got some talent out there. Get them involved.
Here's Ferguson up high, finds Dokes, 15-footer, no good off the back iron. Rebound fought for, knocked out of bounds. It will belong to the Patriots. Our officials this evening from the Southern Coalfield, John Wooten and Pat Fragil.
Early test. They're in that pressure right now, Tony.
Here's the full court pressure. Wheeling Park breaks it this time. Heller up the floor, bounce pass right side, Bill Reed. Back up top to Heller. Left side, McLeod, 17-footer. He fakes, passes inside to Stargent. His shot off the baseline, no good. Hit off the back iron. Rebound, Spencer Ferguson. Ferguson starts up the floor. Bulldogs looking for their first points. Ferguson down the lane. Tough shot in the air. Good. What a beauty.
3 moves each time. Spencer Ferguson that time left-handed, took it right-handed, laid it up from the key for the left hand.
Heller pressed at midcourt by Basie. He's really hounding him. Gets off a pass right side, Lance Lee. Underneath finds Reed. Baseline drive off the glass, won't go. Tipped up and in beautifully by Bill Reed.
Boy, I'll tell you, they're great on the offensive boards. An excellent move with the left hand by Billy Reed.
6-2, Wheeling Park on top. 2 minutes gone by. Basie works to his right. Inside, beautiful feed to Smokey Grantham, and he is fouled on the play as he starts down the lane. This one will go against the Patriots, Kevin Heller, and he picks up his second foul. So 2 quick ones for the Wheeling Park point guard, Kevin Heller.
Patented move. They like to bring Grantham to the top of the key and brush off a pick, and then Basie will come down here with a bounce pass, and Grantham very effective in the move down the lane.
Inbounds comes up high to Spencer Ferguson, gives over to Marcellus Basie between the circles. Basie will try one from 17 feet, no good. He's 0 for 3. Rebound underneath. It's laid up off the baseline and won't go for Spencer Ferguson. Here come the Patriots on the run. Kevin Heller down the lane, finds Billy Reed. His shot off the glass is good.
Caught Grantham back on defense that time. Heller made the smart play, coming down the break, drew Grantham towards him, then dished it off.
8-2, the Patriots take the early lead. Dokes comes up high, top of the circle. Works over on the right wing. Grantham will shoot it. Off the side of the rim, no good. Bulldogs come out cold. Rebound, Wheeling Park's Billy Reed. He gives over to Kevin Heller, has the ball knocked out of bounds. It will belong to Wheeling Park. The white-clad Patriots with blue numerals and red trim. They take a look at this full-court pressure being used by Martinsburg. The sophomore McLeod gets it in to Bill Reed. His pass up ahead to Kevin Heller. He crosses the timeline. Hash mark far side. Looks to set up the Wheeling Park offense. Heller now working towards his right. Now comes back left to Bill Reed. Alone from 16. Fires. Scores.
Doing the things they have to do right now, Wheeling Park. And on offense, it's not been Martinsburg.
The Bulldogs come out ice cold. They're 1 of 7 from the field. Wheeling Park leads 10-2, and Dave Rogers takes a timeout. Exclusive coverage of the 1990 state tournament on Metro News is being brought to you in part by One Valley Bank.
Running a small hardware store isn't always easy, but I'm a person who likes to do things his own way, so it's perfect for me.
They could make a difference. Now there's one bank that can help. One Valley Bank. The one bank for all of West Virginia. Member FDIC.
Choose your destination. The University of Charleston has the distinction of being the first private university in West Virginia. Also, we can offer you a low student-teacher ratio, successful NAIA Division II athletics, and more than 40 academic majors. Look for UC's display at the high school basketball tournament and make plans to visit campus while you're in town. Call admissions at 357-4750 for more information. The University of Charleston. You can get there from here.
Martinsburg comes out ice cold from the floor, 1 of 7. Meanwhile, Wheeling Park comes out hot, 5 of 7, 71% from the field. Jay, back on Wednesday night, Martinsburg didn't shoot well in the first half, just 36% against Fairmont West. Here they go.
One other observation, very tentative is Martinsburg offensively.
Grantham drives down the lane, inside feed, shot is up and good for Spencer Ferguson. Make that Freddie. Freddie Ferguson scores it underneath. 10-4 Wheeling Park, contact made. Kevin Heller hit from behind by Marcellus Basie. And Basie picks up Martinsburg's first foul of the evening.
Early on with this pressure that Martinsburg's putting on, it's really very, very tentative, and Wheeling Park has had no trouble with it.
Patriots inbound. Bill Reed takes it up high over on the far side of the floor, gives to Lance Lee. Now to Kevin Heller, being dogged there by Marcellus Basie. Up top to the midcourt emblem here at the Civic Center to Lance Lee. He works to his right, looking down low. Looking for Stargin. Back up top now to Heller. 4:30 and counting. Opening quarter. Wheeling Park on top 10-4. Here's Heller down the baseline, driving, passing back up front. Reed goes to the bucket strong and scores 8 first quarter points for Bill Reed. And the Patriots lead by 8, 12-4. Down the other end. Grantham on the wing. Whistle and a travel call as he started towards the basket. And so the slow start continues for Martinsburg. That's their second turnover. Meanwhile, down the other end, Bill Reed of Wheeling Park, 4 of 5 from the field.
Martinsburg has elected not to go inside. Most early shots from the perimeter. On the other side, Wheeling Park with Heller, who's been a key in this game, has been able to attack and get the ball inside to the big people.
Lance Lee up top on the far side. Throws back to Kevin Heller in the backcourt. Whistle blows, an over and back violation, and Martinsburg will take possession inbounding at midcourt with 4 minutes and 3 seconds to play in this opening quarter. Freddie Ferguson on one bounce comes inbounds to Marcellus Basie. Inside feed. Dokes turn around the lane. One-hander won't go off the side of the rim. Rebound. Dokes has it back, shoots it up again and scores. Anthony Dokes with his first 2 of the evening makes it a 6-point Wheeling Park lead. Now pressure in the backcourt. Bill Reed finally tosses up top to Heller. Back to Reed over the timeline. He's guarded there by Spencer Ferguson. Flips back to Heller. Working towards the bucket. Loses the ball underneath. Reed has it. Shoots and draws the foul. The shot does not fall for Bill Reed, but he'll step up to the foul line to shoot 2. And this is a big key for Wheeling Park. They need a strong game from senior Bill Reed, and he has started off very well.
Well, he's 6 for 15 from the floor on the other night, and he gets really active around the boards. Of course, scoring 17 points in that game. He's a guy that you really must block out, but you got to give credit to Heller, who's set him up beautifully so far.
Bill Reed's first foul shot, no good. That's the first thing he's missed tonight. He made 4 straight field goals after missing his first.
The backcourt of Wheeling Park is opened up very strong in this game.
Bill Reed hits the second, and it's a 13-6 Patriot lead with 3 minutes and 38 seconds to play in this opening half. Dave Rogers off the bench, giving instruction to his senior guard Marcellus Basie, who holds up one finger as he crosses over midcourt, fires over on the right wing to Spencer Ferguson. Up top to Anthony Dokes. Deep left corner, Basie will try a 3 on the way. Off the rim, around, no good. Rebound, Bill Reed. Wheeling Park's all-time leading rebounder yanks down another. Gives back over to point guard 5'9" junior Kevin Heller.
Basie 0 for 4, Tony, early.
Here's Heller working out front, down the lane, passing off, and we've got a foul call against Martinsburg as Heller made his way down the lane. We had a reach in, and that will be the third team foul against the Bulldogs of Martinsburg.
Crucial point right here. Marcellus Basie taken out of the ball game by Dave Rogers. I think one of the things, tried to apply the pressure but hasn't played real good straight up defense, and Heller doesn't have the speed but certainly has been very smart.
Basie goes to the bench after he commits his second personal foul. Now the Patriots ready to inbound. McLeod underneath his own basket, gets into Bill Reed. Eric Johnson now in the ballgame. Lob pass, tipped, stolen by Spencer Ferguson. Here come the Bulldogs, 3-on-3. Spencer down the lane, shoots it up, rolls it around, no good. Rebound batted out of bounds. It will belong to Martinsburg with exactly 3 minutes to play in this opening quarter. The Wheeling Park Patriots lead second-rated Martinsburg 13-6. Freddie Ferguson inbounds, hash mark near side to Eric Johnson. Johnson finds Dokes, left of the circle. He looks down low. On one bounce goes to Grantham just inside the three-point stripe. He hits it 17 feet away. Smokey Grantham scores 2.
Has range from out there right now. Martinsburg's going to have to find something with their leader out of the ball game. You got to pick it up.
Here's Heller being harassed in the backcourt by Eric Johnson. Fires up ahead to McLeod. He's double teamed. Tosses over to Bill Reed. It's tipped and stolen by Spencer Ferguson, but he can't catch up with it as it rolls over the far sideline.
Martinsburg stepping it up a little bit with their pressure defense, more or less to get themselves moving than anything else. More aggressive in the last minute and a half.
McLeod looks to get it in, still looking. Finally passes inside to Ray Davis. He can't hold on, but it's tipped up by Spencer Ferguson, and the Patriots will have it back.
McLeod having trouble getting the ball in. Great overplay that time by the Martinsburg defense. A little pushing and shoving in there.
Ball comes inbounds to Heller in the backcourt. He's guarded now by Eric Johnson as Marcellus Basie is on the bench. Wheeling Park leads 13-8. Heller works himself into a double team right side. Has the ball knocked away. It's loose on the floor. Dokes has it. Dokes gives off to Spencer Ferguson. Ferguson into the front court, pulls up for 3 on the way. No good. Rebound. Eric Johnson tosses it up. It won't fall. Johnson goes after his miss and comes over the back of Wheeling Park's Mike McLeod. And the foul call will go against Eric Johnson, the 5'10 senior guard, trying to chase after his miss. And that will be team foul number 4 against the Bulldogs.
Tony, I see a lot of the Bulldogs looking at the scoreboard after each set. You can't do that. You got to play your game.
Starts up the floor, loses control of the ball. We'll call a travel on him. Turnover against Wheeling Park, their 4th of the ball game. And the Bulldogs, who trail by 5, will take possession.
More patience on the offense is what Martinsburg needs, and to be able to stick it inside.
Inbounds comes inside to Ferguson, back up top to Grantham, splitting down the lane. Scoop shot won't go. Miss is taken in by Spencer Ferguson. Baseline shot, air ball too strong. Followed up by Freddie Ferguson, and he draws the foul. Freddie Ferguson hacked as he followed up the miss by Spencer Ferguson. And Freddie Ferguson will step to the foul line with 1 minute and 53 seconds to play in this opening quarter.
Tony, I see a lot of quick shooting on the part of the Martinsburg Ball Club. A lot of one-on-one play, which is not characteristic of this team. And when they do play that way, they usually do it in clear-out situations. They've been really unbalanced on offense. It's really hurt them. And yet, what are they? Only down 4?
Down 4 as Freddie Ferguson makes the first of 2. At the line to our left, the second one on the way. High bounce off the back irons, no good. Rebound comes down to Eddie Stargin. Stargin gives off to Heller, picked up by Johnson at midcourt. Heller now back up top to Ray Davis. He fires over on the right wing. McLeod fakes the shot, drives the baseline, puts it up, and he is fouled on the play. Mike McLeod will step up to take 2 shots at the line, and suddenly the Bulldogs going to get themselves into foul trouble. That's their 15th foul, and we still have 1:36 to play in this opening quarter.
Well, it's going to chase Martinsburg most likely into its own defense very shortly. You can either come back with Marcellus or come in and let him play off of Heller and keep Johnson in the game, or you can come back and play his zone defense when you are in foul trouble. We'll see.
McLeod makes the first of 2 foul shots.
I think that zone defense will allow you to get out and get a more organized break, which Martinsburg has not been able to get early in this game, and that's their game. Finish that transition.
Second one is good, and it's 15-9. Wheeling Park, they've led it from the opening tip.
Here's some pressure, zone pressure. Had Reed out front, double teaming.
Spencer Ferguson, right side, hits a baseline jump shot. That's 4 points for Spencer Ferguson. 4-point ball game. Patriots with the ball and the lead. 1:20 and counting here in the opening quarter. Heller working against Eric Johnson as he crosses over the midcourt. Now he's double teamed. Works over to Ray Davis with a pass back up top to Heller, up between the circles. Coming up on the 1-minute mark here in this opening quarter. Mike McLeod takes the pass left side, driving in, left-hander on the run, won't go. Tipped up and in beautifully by Bill Reed. He's got 11 first quarter points. Down the other end, Grantham drives the baseline. He cannot hold on. Loses the ball on the dribble, out of bounds. Wheeling Park will take over. 17-11 our score. The Patriots on top by a half a dozen with 54 seconds left. And Dave Rogers will go to his bench now. Coming into the ball game for the first time tonight, David McKenzie. He'll replace Freddie Ferguson.
Tony Johnson's done a great job on Heller. Forced him to play good, tough defense, and he's given up the ball up.
Inbounds lob all the way up the floor to Bill Reed. Reed now goes to Steve Minter. His shot up too strong. Reed follows it up and in. What a first quarter. 13 points for Bill Reed. He averages 14 per game. 19-11. Patriots. Down the other end, Spencer Ferguson fires for three, no good. Follow up by Dokes is there off the glass. Nice work there.
Well, that's the type of player he is, a stick-back player, but you got to look at the way they're shooting the ball from the perimeter, Tony.
19-13. Patriots by 6. McLeod starts towards the bucket. 20 seconds to play. Here's Heller trying a three left side. No good off the front of the rim. Gets his miss back, drives in, and draws the foul. Kevin Heller will step up to the foul line. And Wheeling Park, because of their strong rebounding, Jay, have started to get that second shot, and it sent them to the foul line.
Well, I think they played it very smart. Even when they had the ball in the perimeter, the direction Heller's given is when people catch the ball, they are attacking the basket. And Reed is very deceptive in there, snake-like moves, and he gets excellent offensive rebounding position, and they're getting good second shots.
Heller's first of 2 shots in. That's his first point of the night. And the Patriots lead 20-13. 16 seconds to play. Martinsburg has not shown that zip that they normally do. Have not been able to get into their game. Heller makes the second one. 21-13, an 8-point lead. 11 seconds to go as Martinsburg brings it into the front court. Johnson working up top, down the lane, shot on the way, no good. Whistle and a blocking foul called on Wheeling Park. Steve Minter shaken up on the play, along with Eric Johnson and David McKenzie. Eric Johnson still on the floor in pain, and now the training staff here at the Civic Center comes onto the floor to attend to Eric Johnson, who made a strong move to the bucket and was hit hard by Steve Minter. Now Eric Johnson is a rather skinny young man, while Minter on the other side is 6 feet 5 inches tall and rather stocky, and so Johnson took the brunt of that contact.
Well, Johnson taking the ball, looking at the clock, seeing very few seconds under 10, wanted to create something, Tony, but already inside was Dokes and Grantham with some big people with them. And so what he did, he just took it into a powerful stream of people, and he ended up coming up on the short end of it.
Eric Johnson is up now, and he'll walk off the court, take a seat on the bench. Dave Rogers will put in Freddie Ferguson to take Johnson's foul shots. 21-13 our score. Wheeling Park leads it by 8. Shot is in the air and good for Fred Ferguson.
6 seconds left on the clock. You want to make sure if you're Martinsburg, you get in good defensive position. You don't let a bucket get in on you right here.
Ferguson makes both. Outlet. Here comes Billy Reed down the floor. 4 seconds. Down the baseline. Shot up. No good. Tipped around. Loose ball as the buzzer sounds. And we have reached the end of the first quarter with the score. Wheeling Park 21. Martinsburg 15. This is the Metro News Radio Network.
Checking into the Patriots lineup, number 42, Eddie Starson.
Tony Caridi along with Jay Jacobs at the Charleston Civic Center Coliseum. We prepare for our second quarter of action with the Patriots of Wheeling Park on top of second-rated Martinsburg, 21-15. Big story in that first quarter for Wheeling Park, the rebounding of Bill Reed. 6 rebounds for the senior and 13 points. He's been the difference.
And a lot of them been offensive rebounds. The other part of the story, Basie with 2 fouls, still on the bench this second quarter.
Here's a tip ball stolen by Freddie Ferguson out front, driving towards the bucket, has the ball stripped by Heller, knocked out of bounds, and it will belong to the Bulldogs. Well, great job getting back there by the Patriots as Fred Ferguson was heading down the floor, had it knocked away in the act of shooting.
You know, Tony, Martinsburg's had some opportunities and turned the basketball over in their favor, but one thing they have not done in this game is cashed in on it.
On the inbound, David McKenzie is fouled as he comes down to the low block and takes the ball in. And that will be the 5th team foul against the Patriots. And so 1-1 for both clubs for the remainder of this first half. As David McKenzie steps up to the line, Marcellus Basie will come back in. He'll replace Smokey Grantham. As Jay mentioned, Basie sat down for a good section of that first quarter because of foul trouble. He's got 2.
And I might add also, I think Dave Rogers took him out because I think he tried to pull Wednesday night where he got off to such a great start. I think he tried to take the whole ball game and his whole team together to start this game. Good move by Rogers to take him out, put him back in.
David McKenzie makes the first foul shot. Bulldogs are hitting their foul shots at this point. 4 of 5 so far. Second one by McKenzie around the rim, won't go. Rebound by Mike McLeod. He gives over to Kevin Heller. Patriots lead it by 5, 21-16.
And zone defense, Martinsburg, 2-3, Tony. Probably match out of that a little bit.
McLeod on the left wing, back up top to Heller. They work it over to Ray Davis. His shot from the right side won't go. Rebound, guess who? Bill Reed has it poked away, gets it back, starts to the bucket, shot in the air, it won't fall. Rebound, Dokes flips it over to Freddie Ferguson. Here comes Freddie. Over midcourt. Working down the lane, shooting and scoring. Freddie Ferguson goes coast to coast for his 7th point of the ball game. 21-18. The Bulldogs now to within 3 of the lead.
I look for this game to change a little bit here in the next 4 or 5 minutes, mainly because Martinsburg in that zone defense can fast break out of it, Tony, and it's a good defense to press out of.
Reed tries to find Sargent underneath, stolen by Freddie Ferguson. Here come the Dogs. Out between the circles, Fred Ferguson. He pulls up on the dribble, now back up top to Marcellus Basie. Basie's 0 for 4 from the field so far. Starts towards the bucket, pulls up from the foul line, got it.
Well, I'll tell you, he's putting the ball on the floor, and that's a little bit better move for him.
Martinsburg now has trimmed that lead down to just 1 point, 21-20. Here's a steal by David McKenzie. He's going in. McKenzie shoots. Beautiful left-handed layup. And the Bulldogs take the lead, and Sam Andy wants to take a timeout. Martinsburg starts this second quarter off red hot. They take the lead 22-21. With a break in the action, let's take a moment to hear from the few, the proud, the Marines.
Lethal is one way to describe it.
Tell you that the best jobs go to the people who are prepared for them in college. And that's what Tech is all about. Tech is a career-oriented college with your future in mind. So whether you're interested in engineering, printing, computer science, or any of Tech's 63 programs, you can be sure that your future is in good hands. As a West Virginia Tech grad, you'll be in demand. And isn't that what it's all about?
Martinsburg has come out shooting 3 of 3 in this second quarter. They've gone on a 7-0 run, and they've taken the lead over Wheeling Park 22-21. 6 minutes and 20 seconds to play in this first half. Bill Reed out near midcourt, has the ball poked away, stolen by Spencer Ferguson. He drives in, shoots and scores. A 9-0 run by the Bulldogs. Pressure at midcourt. McLeod has the ball knocked away, gets it back, looking for some help. Goes to Kevin Heller. Heller into the front court. Fires over to McLeod. Back to Heller. Heller starts to the bucket. Driving. Pass off inside. Sargent has a shot rejected by Dokes. Back underneath. Lance Lee has his layup blocked. Again a block by Dokes. And they'll call the foul on Anthony Dokes as Lance Lee took a second crack at it, and Dokes will pick up his second personal foul.
Tony, I think one of the things here, Marcellus Basie coming off the bench with 2. Dave Rogers, 2 fouls. He had to go into that zone, and then he changed his press. Went to a diamond like a 1-1-2-1. That was effective. Really, Wheeling Park is not adjusted to it yet, and you have to watch now because they're really enthusiasm picked up. Martinsburg on a run.
Lance Lee's foul shot bangs in and out. No good. Martinsburg leads by 3, 24-21. Lee's second foul shot is up. Again, no good. Rebound fought for. Reed saves it for Wheeling Park. Double team in the corner. Throws it out to McLeod. He starts to the bucket. Inside feed. Sargent misses it. Went too far underneath. Dokes rebounds, and he is fouled by Eddie Sargent.
Frustration off of that. Sargent had a great move. Coming in on the left side. Had excellent position. Drew it up short under the iron, and then came back with a frustration foul. Momentum change, buddy?
Very quickly it has. Wheeling Park now 0 for 6 in the second quarter. That is after shooting 62% from the field in the first quarter. Anthony Dokes, 6'4" senior center, has 4 points tonight, and he'll step up to the line to shoot the 1-and-1. Sam Andy, the coach of Wheeling Park, makes a substitution at point guard. Kevin Heller will go out, and Shane Saunders, the sophomore, will come in. Saunders played very well back on Wednesday in the quarterfinal game.
Don't think that Wheeling Park's going to fold here. They have too much talent. What they have to do is just figure out the defense that has been changed by Dave Rogers. When they correct that, they'll still be able to attack, so they've got some horses.
Dokes makes the first foul shot. Second one coming up, a chance to give his team a 5-point lead, and he does. Horn blows now. A substitution will come in on the mixed shot as Smokey Grantham checks back in. He'll replace Anthony Dokes.
Yeah, and they won't miss much there. You've got Saunders now in the backcourt to try to bring it up and place a Heller.
Full court pressure. Spencer Ferguson tips it out of bounds at three-quarter court. Wheeling Park will try to reset. This full court pressure that we've been talking about really has been the story in the second quarter, allowing Martinsburg to come back. Here's Saunders firing up high to Lance Lee. Back up top to Saunders. Saunders has his pass deflected, stolen by Marcellus Basie. One arms it down the floor. Spencer Ferguson shoots up a left-handed layup. Good, plus the foul. Basie finds his backcourt mate, Spencer Ferguson, with a baseball pass. He fired it down the floor. Ferguson, who's got great body control, went in there for the left-handed layup and was fouled by Lance Lee.
Well, one thing, Spencer Ferguson is left-handed. That allowed him, coming in the left side, Tony, just to wait on that defensive man, as you described, draw the contact, and then go up because he had his good hand going with him on the left side. And I think that was an effective factor in that move.
We've played 2 minutes and 35 seconds in this second quarter, and Wheeling Park still has not scored. Ferguson makes the foul shot to convert the three-point play. 29-21. Martinsburg. Bill Reed over on the far side of the floor. Gives back to Saunders. Saunders back to Reed. Reed has it knocked away. Stolen by Spencer Ferguson. Here he goes again. 1-on-2. He shoots and scores.
Very quick into the outlet, and they release as soon as they get the double team. Ferguson right now has really picked it up.
The Bulldogs 6 of 6 from the field. Here's another near steal. McLeod saves it underneath the Sargent. He shoots it off the glass and in. And here come the Bulldogs quickly. Basie into the corner. Spencer Ferguson. He's in between three Wheeling Park defenders. Loses the ball. Last touched by a Patriot. Martinsburg will have it back inbounding underneath their own hoop as Kevin Heller, the starting point guard, comes back in. Lance Lee will go out.
Marcellus Basie involving all of his people right now in their offense, and that's been a key. They're getting some easy buckets off a transition.
On the inbounds, we've got a whistle and a foul call. This will go against Wheeling Park. They'll call the little guy, Shane Saunders, on that reach-in foul, and that will send David McKenzie to the foul line to shoot a 1-and-1 as Martinsburg inbounded. Saunders went for the steal and committed the hack.
One of the keys we said was that point guard position for Wheeling Park started out real good because Martinsburg was a little soft in their defense. But once they picked it up, after Basie had a little talking to from Rogers and they changed some defensive things, now has been a real factor in the game.
McKenzie makes both foul shots. He's got 5 points off the bench, and the Bulldog lead has now grown to 10. Down the floor, lob pass, Stargent underneath, shoots and lays it up and in. Nice way to break that press, but here come the Bulldogs quickly. Eric Johnson back in the game now. Dave Rogers going with a small lineup. Basie's out there. Lob pass inside. Grantham fakes, shoots, scores, and a foul, but they will not count the bucket. A traveling violation called against Smokey Grantham. That's the 4th turnover against Martinsburg. On the inbounds, Bulldogs set up their full court pressure. McLeod on the left-handed dribble, crosses over midcourt. Now looks back for Saunders, has him, contact May. We're going to have a blocking foul called against Smokey Grantham.
Excellent call. Grantham came up to help out once it got deep down into the front court, but he didn't get up there quick enough. Saunders, very, very speedy, makes that move.
Foul shots coming up for Shane Saunders, 5 feet 6 inches tall. Believe it or not, he's shorter than Marcellus Basie.
Well, Saunders is in there and has taken Lance Lee out, so they're small in the backcourt. Tony, I think Basie, under instructions now, is to tack offensively for Martinsburg on the inside using Grantham and Dokeswing's in the ball game.
4:18 in the first half. Saunders foul shot around and in. That's his first point of the night. Second one up by Saunders, no good. Tipped and controlled by Eric Johnson. 2-on-2. Here comes Johnson driving, passing off, intended for Ferguson. And Bill Reed comes up with the loose ball. Bad pass. Now Reed goes back to McLeod, hit him right in the head. He regains control of it. Back to Reed, drives the baseline. Lob pass for Saunders. Saunders up with it. We've got a whistle. And a 3-second violation charge to the Patriots as Eddie Stargent was trying to get some position down low. So a turnover against Wheeling Park, and that is their 11th turnover of the ball game, mainly due to that full court pressure used by Martinsburg. That's what's got them back into the ball game. The Bulldogs trailed by 6 points at the end of the first quarter. They now lead by 7. Here's Basie up top. Stutter stepping, shooting, it won't go. Rebound, Stargent, outlet Bill Reed. He loses control of the ball. Basie after it. It hits his leg and rolls out of bounds, and Wheeling Park will have it back.
Basie having trouble with that J.
On the inbounds, it comes to Kevin Heller. Heller up top to McLeod. McLeod now crosses over the timeline, double team, works it back over to Heller. Heller has to chase after it. He's closely guarded there by Freddie Ferguson. Now back into the corner, McLeod. Jump pass inside for Reed on the baseline. He drives to the bucket, shot up and good. Bill Reed with his 15th point of the ball game. He's got more than half of his team's points. 5-point Martinsburg lead, 33-28. Here's Basie working the right side. He'll fire a pass, beautiful underneath. Inside move, tossed back out by Johnson. Back to Freddie Ferguson, he can't hold on. And the Bulldogs turn it over. So a couple of empty trips for Martinsburg.
Well, when you go in and out, that's fine. I think a great pass by Basie that time, cutting into the middle. But they elected to come back out with it. Johnson did because he was under trouble there underneath the basket. Martinsburg continued to press full court. It's been a big factor for him here in the second quarter. Really led to the 5-point lead.
Here comes McLeod. Jason Johnson in the game for Martinsburg for the first time tonight. McLeod comes to Saunders. Cross court to Heller. Heller being harassed out there. Back up top to Saunders. Under 3 minutes to play in the half. Bulldogs lead by 5. Saunders pass Aaron underneath. Stolen by Freddie Ferguson. Pass to Basie. Basie drives in. Shoots. And they're going to call a travel on Marcellus Basie. The bucket did go down, but they'll take it off the scoreboard. Basie called on a travel.
Coming down that right side, Tony, caught the basketball. Usually he's in the middle. Different change for him. They really didn't give him the basketball at a real good position. He needed it a little bit early where he could create around his man. He got it too deep, too late.
Basie went down hard, got up slow, and now his backup seems to be okay. McLeod crosses over midcourt for Wheeling Park. Gets it over to Saunders. Patriots down by 5. Saunders again throws it away. Stolen by Grantham. Smokey behind the back. Nearly lost it. Gets it over to Freddie Ferguson. Now to Basie. Basie up top of the circle. He'll try a 3 again. No good. Basie cold. Rebound, however, followed up by the Bulldogs, and we've got a whistle and a foul call on Wheeling Park's Mike McLeod. Well, Basie now talking to himself in frustration. He has not shot well at all here, and Dave Rogers is going to take him out of the ball game. He'll be replaced by Spencer Ferguson. And with 2:21 to go in this half, I think Dave Rogers might be protecting Basie so that his frustration doesn't cost him another foul, because he already has 2.
Absolutely good call, Tony. That's exactly it. Plus, I think Marcellus just has not played well here tonight in the first half.
Foul shot is up, and it is good for David McKenzie. That's his 6th point. He's now 4 of 5 from the free throw line as Martinsburg increases that lead to 34-28. Second one up by McKenzie, all net. Pressure by the Bulldogs as Kevin Heller starts to walk it up the floor. Here's McLeod, pulls up on his dribble in the backcourt, back to Heller, still in the backcourt, tosses it up high, finally to Bill Reed. Reed hands it over to Heller, out between the circles. 2:05 to play in the opening half. Now Ray Davis on the baseline to Reed, drives in. High arching shot is good for Bill Reed. 17 first half points.
Very patient that time. They took the ball, and they do have Reed along that baseline, and he really feels the confidence.
Spencer Ferguson plays the point with Basie on the bench. Gets over to Jason Johnson, up high, Smokey Grantham, his 16-footer there.
And he can hit it from right around the top of that key.
Grantham hit nothing but net on that shot. It's a 7-point Martinsburg lead, 135 and counting here in our opening half. McLeod on the far side to Stargent. Stargent back up top to McLeod. Hash mark far side, now out at midcourt. Heller takes it in, looking down low for Stargent. Pulls up on his dribble, dump pass to Stargent. He squares to the bucket, passes to Reed. Reed on the right baseline, pump fake, shoots and scores. What a first half. Reed, 19 points, a 5-point Martinsburg lead, 37-32. Spencer Ferguson out between the rings, working to his right, driving, firing from 15, no good. Rebound, knocked away. Davis saves for Wheeling Park. Outlet. Kevin Heller drives down the floor, pulls up in the paint. 8-footer won't go. Rebound tip, controlled by McLeod. He goes to the bucket, shot on the way, no good. Again, the rebound tipped around, controlled by McKenzie. Fires down the floor. Grantham all alone, right-handed layup there.
You know what happened on that? Heller got caught at the penetration inside. Nobody rotated and got back. Grantham finished it off, got behind the defense.
Dogs lead by 7, 39-32. 38 seconds and counting now. Just over the midcourt stripe comes McLeod. Back up top to Heller. Heller works to his right. Chest pass to Davis. Back up top to Heller. Right of the circle. Now back over to Davis. They'll use some clock. Here's a tip pass out front. Spencer Ferguson goes in all alone. Layup shot is good. Spencer Ferguson with 13 points. And the tremendous quickness led to that steal. Martinsburg leads now by 9, 41-32. 10 seconds and counting. McLeod's pass up high. Under 10 now. On the clock. McLeod still way up top. Eyes the clock. Starts to the bucket. 2 seconds. Three-pointer on the way. No good. Bounces high off the back iron over the backboard as the horn sounds to end our first half of action with the score. The Martinsburg Bulldogs 41. Wheeling Park 32. This is the Metro News Radio Network.
The 1990 West Virginia State Championship continues.
Well, both clubs have completed their warm-up shots here as we prepare for the second half, with Martinsburg leading at 41-32 over the Patriots of Wheeling Park. Field goal shooting in the first half. Martinsburg 13 of 27 for 48%. Wheeling Park 15 of 34 for 44%. The Bulldogs from the foul line 6 of 9, that's 66%. And Wheeling Park 11 of 13, that is 84%. Martinsburg won the rebounding total 16-14, but Bill Reed has 8 of his team's 16 rebounds, and Reed leads all scorers with 19 points. Jay Jacobs, the keys now for Wheeling Park.
Well, Wheeling Park's going to have to find a way to solve the Martinsburg pressure defense and probably get Mike McLeod involved more offensively and Eddie Stargent.
Patriots back out onto the floor. Dave Rogers with some final instructions for his team. He'll send them out. Bulldogs wearing a rather fluorescent orange uniform this evening with white numerals and black trim. And Wheeling Park in their home whites with the blue numerals and the red trim. Bulldogs have possession.
Tony, I think they'd want to find a way to Basie to probably get about 20 shots up in total in the game. I think so far, what's he shot, 6 or 7?
Yeah, about that. Dokes misses on the inside. Spencer Ferguson rebounds, shoots, and is fouled on the floor. As Ferguson collected the miss off the board from Anthony Dokes, did a nice job with inside position. Started to go up towards the bucket and was hit. Official John Wooten says it was a floor foul before the shot, and so the Bulldogs will inbound underneath their own hoop. That foul call against Lance Lee. On the inbounds, Basie takes it. High arching jumper won't go. Grantham fights for the rebound, has it on the baseline. Starts the bucket, tries to scoop it up, loses control. And the Bulldogs will have possession tipped out there by one of the Patriots. Well, Basie continues to shoot poorly from the field. Grantham inbounds underneath to Freddie Ferguson, and he is hammered by Lance Lee, who tried to stick his leg in for position. That sent Freddie to the floor, and the Patriots pick up 2 quick fouls.
One of the things that Wheeling Park has to recognize that Martinsburg is a quick team, and they come out banging usually in the third quarter. And if you stand around and take a look and become complacent, they will really stick it to you.
Basie underneath, beautiful feed for Dokes. He's fouled as he sets up underneath in the act of shooting by Eddie Stargin. And boy, this early portion of the third quarter must be like a nightmare for Sam Andy. He's just seen his starting guard, Lance Lee, pick up 2 quick fouls, giving him 3. And now Eddie Stargin whistled for his second personal as Eddie Dokes stands up to the foul line to shoot 2. Anthony had 6 points in the first half of play, and his foul shot misses short off the left side of the rim.
Well, in the beginning this third quarter, Tony, there were a lot of standing around situations, and I think William Park just got caught in those, and it really hurt them with some fouls.
Dokes misses both, and the Bulldogs come away empty. Here comes Kevin Heller, who had 4 assists in the first half. He's done a nice job running the club for Wheeling Park. Double teamed out front, gets it over to Lance Lee. Lee hounded by Marcellus Basie. Now back over to Heller, coming to the near side. Works a pass down low on the baseline to Stargin. Back to Heller, 3-pointer on the way. No good. Rebound, Billy Reed. Reed triple team, has the ball poked away. Gets it back, sends it up top to McLeod. McLeod starts to the bucket, running one-hander, in and out. Tough luck shot. The rebound, Freddie Ferguson can't hold it, hits off of his foot and rolls over the end line.
Set up by Billy Reed. Although he did not have good position, he didn't try to power over the back of Ferguson. He just worked around using his hands and his body and really tipped that ball up of him.
McLeod underneath the Patriot bucket, gets it into Kevin Heller. Now back into Stargin in the paint.
Nice
Dump pass, beauty, and it comes inside to Mike McLeod, who lays it up and in for his 6th point. That was a great look there by Eddie Stargin. 7-point Bulldog lead, 41-34. Marcellus Basie over to Fred Ferguson, up top to Smokey Grantham. Now to Basie underneath. He fakes, he shoots, and he scores. Didn't know what to do there. He was so wide open, Jay.
You're right, Tony. He moved right off there, and I think he's just right now very tentative with his shooting.
Basie now 2 of 9 from the field. 43-34. Bulldogs by 9. Pressure bothering Wheeling Park. Heller finally gets it over. Now immediately over to Lance Lee. Straight down the lane he comes. Works a pass over to Stargin. Lays it up. No good, but he's fouled on the play. So a good job there by Lance Lee as he fires down the lane. Finds Stargin trotting that baseline. Flips it to Stargin. Stargin goes up very strongly and was fouled in the act of shooting, so he'll have 2 shots coming up.
You know, Tony, the front part of the Martinsburg defense extended way out beyond the top of the key, but Heller has really played off for that well. That's where they started the game. If you get him going down the baseline towards the basket, attacking the hoop, he's going to get a lot of those big guys from Martinsburg in foul trouble because he dishes off beautifully because they're picking up for that front line, and you can't really do that. You got to play a little bit tighter, make him hit the perimeter shot.
Stargin misses the first foul shot. The second one on the way. Again, no good off the back iron. Tip. Bill Reed chases after it. Can't catch up. Martinsburg ball.
Not a real good beginning, a pretty beginning for the third quarter, either club.
Freddie Ferguson inbounds to Marcellus Basie. Basie jogs it up, no pressure. Top of the circle, works pass over to Smokey Grantham. Now Dokes pops out, 15-footer on the fly, no good. Tipped around, rebound fought for. Bill Reed has it. Double team, fires an outlet pass to Kevin Heller. Lance Lee is down on the play for Wheeling Park, getting up slowly. He's injured himself. It's 5-on-4. Wheeling Park has the 4 as Lee limps up the court, and now we've got an official's timeout. as Lee rolled over an ankle, and he hobbles over towards the Wheeling Park bench, and Sam Mandy's going to have to take out his starting guard, Lance Lee.
Well, he hasn't played much tonight. He's early trouble. They had to make an adjustment and begin the game to bring Saunders in to play with Heller. So really, this has not been a pretty one for Lance Lee.
Ray Davis will come in. Davis saw some action in the first half, has not scored, picked up 2 quick fouls, however. So Davis is out there on the inbounds. It comes to Mike McLeod. He eyes the bucket, bounce pass left baseline. Stargent back to McLeod. His three-pointer on the way from the left wing, no good. Rebound, Basie. Quickly he comes up the floor. Wheeling Park is back. Basie splits the lane. One-hander won't go. Rebound chased down by Dokes. Dokes bounces out to Smokey Grantham. Grantham now will fire a 3 right side. Again, no good. Dokes underneath, rebounds, is tied up. A jump ball is called, and the possession arrow points to the Patriots. And so much like the first quarter, Jay, Martinsburg comes out shooting poorly from the field.
And taking some real bad shots to start this quarter and getting their people in real poor position to rebound. Dokes has done a pretty good job, but other than that, everybody's been sort of quiet.
Davis up high. Couple of bounces, works himself to the left. Now underneath, it's Bill Reed in the corner. Back up top to Heller, now to Davis. Davis finds McLeod alone, 17-footer right side. Won't go. Stargent tips it up with one hand. It won't fall. Gets it back again. Contact made. Stargent goes down, and we've got a foul call against Martinsburg.
Excellent rebound that time by Stargent. Good rebounding position by Martinsburg, who is playing a 1-3-1 zone.
Foul call against Smokey Grantham. That is his 3rd personal. So Dave Rogers has got to be careful here. Basie's got 2, Dokes with 2, Grantham with 3, Freddie Ferguson with 2. Inbounds up top. Taken by Ray Davis. Now to Heller. Heller starts towards the bucket. His pass deflected, stolen away by Spencer Ferguson. Here comes Ferguson firing down the lane. Shot is up. It's no good, but Spencer draws the foul on his way to the bucket. Just a tremendous ability to drive that lane. He's got great quickness and great ability to maneuver that ball while he's in flight, and he draws the foul there. That will send Spencer Ferguson up to the stripe to shoot 2. Mike McLeod whistled on that foul, his 2nd personal. Spencer Ferguson showing that he is a Division I player. He's already signed that letter of intent to play at UMBC, Maryland-Baltimore County, next season. Foul shot is up and in.
Only one observation through the first half and into the 3rd quarter that I see. Martinsburg's been a club that has really paid off and made you pay at the end by getting people into the fast break. They've only been getting 1 or 2 people down. They like to have people that can really get down, and they haven't had it tonight.
Ferguson makes the first, misses the second. Dokes' follow-up is blocked. Heller comes down the other end to McLeod. He lays it up and in, left-handed. And Mike McLeod scores it, his 8th point, quickly. Here comes Basie. He'll try a 3 from out front. Got it. Maybe that's the one that Marcellus has needed to get himself on track. 47-36. Bulldogs lead by 11. Here's Reed in the paint, firing from 14, no go. Grantham rebound. Here comes the smoke man over midcourt. Bounces it right side to Freddie Ferguson. He tracks it down to the corner. Now Ferguson will pull up a baseline jumper. Got it. That's 5 straight points for Martinsburg, and their lead now up to 13. Its biggest lead of the night. 49-36. We approach the 4-minute mark of this 3rd quarter. Davis being bothered by pressure, whistle, and a walk call. The Martinsburg pressure forces Davis into a turnover, and officials timeout on the floor. The Bulldogs lead over the Patriots 49-36. Exclusive coverage of the 1990 state tournament on Metro News is being brought to you in part by West Virginia Tech.
Excellence, success, West Virginia Tech. Your future may depend on the college you choose. So shouldn't you choose the college that has your future in mind? West Virginia Tech is a career-oriented college with a commitment to excellence, a commitment that will give you the competitive edge for your future. So whether you choose business, liberal arts, or high technology, choose West Virginia Tech. Excellence, success, West Virginia Tech.
Here's important news for employers who want to cut down the paperwork on group insurance and still give your employees the nation's #1 health care coverage. It's no fuss, no forms coverage from Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Parkersburg. And it means you'll never have to handle another long, complicated claim form. Call us about no fuss, no forms group coverage from Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Parkersburg. 1-800-344-5514. When time is money, it can mean big savings.
Martinsburg has outscored Wheeling Park 8-4 in the first 4 minutes and 2 seconds of this third quarter. They lead at 49-36. Here's Basie out front. Nearly loses it. Gets over to Spencer Ferguson, right wing. Ferguson stutter steps, inside feed. Dokes fakes, shoots, and it's in there for Anthony Dokes. Strong move to the bucket. He's got 8. Bulldogs lead 51-36. Back to McLeod they come. McLeod dribbles it over midcourt. Double team. Over to Heller now. Heller looks at that pressure, stolen, retaken by Heller. He's knocked it away. Here comes Basie all alone, lays it up and good.
Well, that's what they do best. They put both Fergusons and Basie, and they attack you at midcourt, and it's been very effective here in the third quarter in the last 2 minutes.
Martinsburg is on you like a bunch of gnats. Here's another turnover, a steal for Dokes to Basie. Basie down the lane. Basie scoops and scores.
Well, you're going to need a timeout, Sam Andy. You're going to get blown right out of here.
And on cue, Sam Andy takes that timeout. His team has suddenly fallen behind by 19 points. 55-36. Marcellus Basie with 7 points, make it 9 points in this third quarter. He's got 11 for the ball game, and he has ignited this Martinsburg team. And again, it is the full court pressure of Martinsburg. That's the key. Now, Fred Persinger joins us tonight on the broadcast on our sideline microphone. Fred, take it away.
Thank you, Tony Caridi. We're right behind you and talking without question a coaching legend in the state of West Virginia, Lou Romano. Lou, tell me about your thoughts on this 1990 state high school basketball tournament.
Great, Fred. There's a lot of good players here. The transition is great. Everything's great.
I'll tell you what, we go back a few years, and if you look in the record books, the Charleston Mountain Lions that you used to coach still hold the record for the most consecutive appearances in a championship game, 14. That was a great accomplishment.
Right, Fred. I couldn't have been with a better bunch of fellas than the Charleston High School teams. I'm just sorry that we don't have a Charleston High School.
I know what you mean, Lou. Congratulations to you on the nomination for the Hall of Fame, and let's enjoy this basketball game.
Right, Fred. Thanks. I'll be glad to help you anytime.
Lou Romano, a former great coach in the state of West Virginia. Back to you, Tony.
Thanks, Fred. 55-36. Martinsburg leads it by 19 as we approach the 3-minute mark of this third quarter of action. Bulldogs led by 9 at the half, and now that's up to 19. Here's Billy Reed as Wheeling Park tries to get their half-court offense set up. Pass down underneath to Eddie Stargin. Drives the baseline, shot on the way, no good. Fights for his miss, retaken by Freddie Ferguson. He saves, but not in time. He rolls over the end line, and he is down on his chest, getting up slowly, and now he seems to be okay.
Well, that Martinsburg pressure has really brought Reed maybe 17 to 22 feet out from underneath the basket, and that's not an area where he can hurt you.
Inbounds, Heller tries a three left side, no good. Rebound, Fred Ferguson, outlet Basie. Here comes the count to the top of the circle. Working right, firing it up, and scoring. He's such a streak shooter, and right now, his streak is red hot. He's got 11 third quarter points. Bulldogs lead by 21. Down the other end, Saunders jump pass underneath. Stargin baseline jumper, air ball, just nicked the front of the rim. Rebound, Spencer Ferguson down the floor, down the lane, left-handed layup, good, plus the foul. The Bulldogs are running.
Well, they've come out of there. They're beating Wheeling Park back defensively, and that has really hurt. McLeod just cannot keep up. He's playing like the guard against the pressure when they bring it up offensively, which means he gets caught back a lot along with Heller and Saunders, and really Martinsburg now is beginning to finish it off, Tony, at the other end.
Spencer Ferguson steps up to the foul line to our right, trying for the three-point play. On the way, no good off the front of the rim. Rebound, Dokes, follow up is good. Anthony Dokes scores it. Here comes Wheeling Park, now down 61-36. Another steal by Fred Ferguson. 3-on-1 Bulldogs. Ferguson down the middle. Scoop shot is in. He took it right down the gut, and he scores it. His 11th point of the ball game. Martinsburg has reversed the score on Wheeling Park, 63-36. Saunders, right wing, up top to Heller. Heller now, back over to Saunders on that right side. The Patriots are dazed and confused like a heavyweight fighter who's just been hit with a barrage. Back over to Saunders, throws up a three, no good. Reed rebounds, follows up, it won't go. Loose ball knocked around, and Reed knocks it out of bounds. It will belong to Wheeling Park, they say Freddie Ferguson touched it last. A great effort by both Bill Reed and Fred Ferguson, literally diving to the floor to try to save that ball.
Well, Reeds has the type of ability that he knows that to get anything, he's got to do it on that offensive board, and he just wants the basketball so bad. He's a great competitor. Hard worker.
Eric Johnson, Jason Johnson in the ball game now for Martinsburg. 1:21 to go in this third quarter. McLeod to inbound in the deep left corner to Heller. Heller dribbles himself out of it. Now to Minter, back to Heller. His shot from the deep left corner, no good. Rebound, yanked down strongly by Jason Johnson. Jason gives over to Eric Johnson. He comes over midcourt, 105 and counting. Smokey Grantham up top, bounce pass into the paint. Dokes has it stolen away by Saunders. Here comes Shane Saunders. 2-on-1, pulls up, pass to McLeod. His shot is up and it is good. Nice little back pass to Mike McLeod, who scores his 10 points, 63-38. Martinsburg. Dave Rogers off the bench. Yells to guard Eric Johnson, I want some motion on this set. Here's Smokey Grantham. His motion is a three-pointer and he strokes it in. What a motion that was. 66-38. The Bulldogs have made this game a blowout. That happened so quickly.
Well, it did. I think they just got the defense going with their pressure.
25 seconds and counting. McLeod spots up for a three, goes to Heller. Heller drives in a crowd, finds Bill Reed. Baseline jumper, nice looking shot. It falls straight through. 21 now for Bill Reed. However, that's his first two of the second half. After a 19-point first half effort, Reed had been quiet.
Well, the
66.
defense, Tony, took him right out of his where he wanted to go.
5 seconds and counting. Grantham with a long three, no good. Rebound tipped around, and we've got a foul call against the Bulldogs with 2 seconds to play here in the third quarter. Martinsburg has scored 25 points so far in this third quarter. William Park has scored just 8. They've outscored them 25-8.
And they've done it by getting some easy baskets off their pressure defense.
Here's the long lob, pass down the floor, stolen. 1 second, Saunders from midcourt, hits the front of the rim, no good. Well, we've played 3 quarters of action, and the Martinsburg Bulldogs have pulled away from the Patriots of Wheeling Park. At the end of 3, our score, Martinsburg 66, Wheeling Park 40. This is the Metro News Radio Network. Set for the final quarter of action. Martinsburg leads it by 26 points, 66-40. Tony Caridi along with Jay Jacobs from Charleston. Here's Marcellus Basie. Beautiful feed inside on a bounce to Freddie Ferguson. He lays it up and scores it. 13 for Freddie Ferguson. Here comes Mike McLeod for the Patriots. Has the ball knocked away, and a reach-in foul will be called against Martinsburg. A little story on this Martinsburg defense, Jay. The Patriots scored 21 points in the first 8 minutes of this game, but in the last 16 minutes, they've been held to 19 points.
Well, just the difference in what defense. Our whole game is around their pressure defense.
On the inbound, Saunders. Inside feed for Minner, taken by Billy Reed. Baseline drive, shoots it up and scores it. Billy Reed now with 23 points to lead all scores.
But he hasn't had much help.
Nope. Here's Basie driving, shooting, high arching shot off the glass is good. Marcellus Basie, 15 points, 70-42 Bulldogs.
And he just took his 15th shot of the game. I mentioned before that he probably looks to take around 20.
Basie now 7 of 15 from the field after a horrendous start. Here's Heller driving the baseline. Scoop pass underneath to Reed. Has the ball stripped away, gets it back. Baseline shot won't go. Minner underneath, follows up and is fouled. Coming up after this one in Class AAA, our final semifinal game, the one that people in southern West Virginia have just been waiting for. Logan, number 1 in the state, 25-0 against the Flying Eagles of Beckley Woodrow Wilson. In the regular season, the two teams squared off twice. Logan won the first encounter, 112-110. And the second game, Logan won 114-107. So yes, the scorekeeper here at the Civic Center is ready to roll tonight. I saw Kenny Schock, the scorekeeper, doing some finger exercises earlier this afternoon, trying to limber up.
You know, Tony, one observation, you look back in this game and say, oh, well, Martinsburg didn't play very well. They didn't do what they were supposed to do. Basie didn't look very good. Hey, it's 70-42 against a pretty good Wheeling Park club.
Minner's foul shot, no good. Basie drives, spins, no good. Ferguson follows and misses, gets it back, lays it up. Again, no good. Basie pokes it out. Out to Freddie Ferguson to the top of the circle. There's Freddie driving in. Underneath, feeds Eric Johnson. Can't hold on. Baseline one-hander is good.
Well, about 4 tries that time, and they finally knocked it down with Johnson.
Saunders down the other end. 4 Bulldogs back. He throws it behind him. Billy Reed after it, and he is fouled by Marcellus Basie. That'll be the 3rd against Basie.
Boy, I'll tell you right now, Dave Rogers is going to take a real good look in this last 6:29, Tony, to watch how those starters play. I think he'd like to get them some time, but if they start to get out of control, start to get sloppy, he'll go right through his bench. And I think the bench has been one of the keys for him tonight.
Yeah. David McKenzie came off the bench, had 7 points in the first half, did a real nice job. Eric Johnson's always steady when he gets out there. 1-1 for Bill Reed of Wheeling Park. First one is up, no good. Off the back iron. Rebound control by Smokey Grantham. Gives over to Freddie Ferguson. 72-42. Martinsburg on top. 6:20 to go. Basie up high, finds a seam down the lane. Beautiful dish to Eric Johnson. High baseline arching shot, no good. Basie pokes out the rebound. It comes down to Kevin Heller. Heller up the floor, finds Saunders. Saunders to McLeod, can't hold on, out of bounds. And Martinsburg will take it back.
Mike McLeod, only a sophomore, 8 for 17 from the field the other night. And he led the team in scoring with 19, but he struggled a little bit tonight.
McLeod, the quarterback for Wheeling Park's football team. Heck of a quarterback, they say. Here's Basie. He'll spot up, fire from 15, got it.
Yeah, right up and over Heller. He has such good, about the same size. However, Basie has a lot stronger and has great vertical jumping ability. He releases that jump shot at his highest height.
Seems as though Basie has found his stroke here.
Well, he's a competitor, Tony. He's just a tough kid, and he's not going to let that early beginning bother him.
Saunders misses a 16-footer. Outlet comes to Basie. Here comes Basie. Fires a beauty of a pass, just a little bit too far out in front of Spencer Ferguson, and the Bulldogs throw it away.
74-42. You know, you just look out there and you just wonder how they got it done, but they did it with their D.
They've scored 33 points here in the second half. Wheeling Park's been held to 10, 33-10 scoring in the second half. Here's McLeod, watched by Freddie Ferguson. Couple of steps, drives the baseline, shot is up, and that's a beauty. Up 15 feet away as Mike McLeod scores his 12th point of the night. Basie flips a pass, deep right baseline, and Johnson underneath to Spencer Ferguson, and Spencer scores it for his 18th point. Another assist for Eric Johnson. Out front, Saunders into the front court, races into the right corner, loses the ball, and Martinsburg will take it back, and Dave Rogers will go to his bench. Jason Johnson and David McKenzie will come in, and Bill Reed will come in for the Patriots as Steve Minner checks out.
Basie's had a pretty good second half, 7 for 10 from the field.
76-44. Eric Johnson plays the point. Basie still out there. Johnson nearly lost it. Flips over to Smokey Grantham, watched by Bill Reed. He's double teamed. Gets it over to Basie. Basie fires a 3 right side. Too strong off the back iron. High rebound comes out to Bill Reed. On the outlet to Kevin Heller. Heller with a dribble jog over midcourt. Bulldogs set back in that 2-3 zone defense. Lob pass underneath. Stargent double teamed. Looks for some room. Tipped out of bounds by Jason Johnson. And Wheeling Park will have it back. We've got a timeout on the floor here in Charleston. With 4 minutes and 40 seconds to play, Martinsburg leads 76-44 over the Patriots. A great time right now to hear from the University of Charleston.
Choose your destination. The University has the distinction of being the first private university in West Virginia. Also, we can offer you a low student-teacher ratio, successful NAIA Division II athletics, and more than 40 academic majors. Look for UC's display at the high school basketball tournament and make plans to visit campus while you're in town. Call admissions at 357-4750 for more information. The University of Charleston. You can get there from here.
Lethal is one way to describe him. Fearless is another. But that's his nature. You can sense the danger. You can see it in his eyes, if you can see him at all, because he's a master at the art of camouflage. He's a Marine, and he's one of a kind. An elite corps few can join, but if you'd like to give it a try, call 1-800. We're looking for a few good men.
Mike McLeod inbounds underneath the Wheeling Park bucket, gets a return pass from Heller. Heller inside to Stargent. Stargent misses once and draws the foul on a second attempt. That comes with 4:35 to play, and Martinsburg leading Wheeling Park 76-44. The Bulldogs on their way to their 24th victory of the season and on their way to tomorrow night's Class AAA championship game.
You know, Tony, we had talked about, you've described the great pressure defense of Martinsburg, but there's been an outstanding player on this floor in Billy Reed tonight for Wheeling Park. 13 rebounds along with the 17 rebounds he had the other night. So he's looking at a 30 rebound two-gamer here, plus the points. What's he have, 23?
Yes, he does. He's on his way to a spot on the all-tournament team. Stargent's first foul shot good. Second one no good off the front side of the rim. Rebound followed up by McLeod. His shot batted away by David McKenzie. I mean batted away. One of those one-handed swipe jobs. Nearly knocked it into the stands. Now a lob pass tipped out of bounds. And Wheeling Park will have it back. J.R. Fox now in the game for the first time tonight for the Dogs. Patriots inbound in the corner to Bill Reed, up top to Kevin Heller. Works himself over on the right side. In the corner, a pass to Saunders. Shane Saunders drives in. Rebound by Fox. Finds the outlet, Eric Johnson. Johnson firing down the floor. Swing past Basie. 12-footer. Off the glass, too strong. Ball tipped around off the glass. Taken down by Johnson. He drives in and scores it.
Well, one thing they do, Martinsburg will attack the boards once they shoot the basketball. They'll go after it.
Down the other end, Stargent lays it up and good. Eddie Stargent scores his 9th point. Credit that last Martinsburg bucket to David McKenzie. His 9th point. Down the other end, Basie drives the baseline. Scoop pass underneath. That a beautiful shot by Basie. Holy cow. He was all the way underneath the basket, way too far under, and just slung it and hits it. And down the other end, Mike McLeod scores it. What a play by Basie. Prettiest shot of the ball game. Down the other end, J.R. Fox lays it up, has a shot rejected out of bounds. And the Bulldogs will take it over.
You know, Tony, that might have kept him in the ball game a little bit. Nope. Because I was figuring they were going to take him out. I thought maybe that last shot might keep him in another minute and a half. He thought so too, but not going to work.
Marcellus heads to the bench with 19 points. 17 of those coming here in the second half. 80-49, Martinsburg. Davis fires over a three-point shot from the right side, no good. Rebound. Here comes David McKenzie. Dogs 3-on-2. Johnson pulls up right side, in and out, no good. McKenzie underneath, follows it up and scores. What a job David McKenzie has done tonight. He's got 11 points, and the Bulldogs now lead at 82-49. Dave Rogers clearing out his bench. Heller up top. Under 3 to play. McLeod. Watched by Fox. McLeod squares. Shot no good from 15. Rebound followed up. It won't fall. Ball taken down now by James Domenico. Domenico on the outlet to Eric Johnson. Johnson stutter steps, turns, shoots, has his shot rejected. Outlet from McLeod down to Billy Reed. Reed driving to the bucket over Fox. Shot up no good. Rebound. Yanked down now by Jason Johnson. Here comes Jason over the midcourt stripe. 2:28 and counting. Johnson, deep left corner to Fox. Three-pointer on the way. Good! J.R. Fox hits a tray. 85-49, the Bulldogs. Kevin Heller in the front court to McLeod. Just inside the three-point arch. His shot no good. Stargent comes over the top for the rebound. And contact is made. The personal foul will be charged to the Patriots. Eddie Stargent. And will walk down to the other end for a 1-and-1.
Most of the people that Dave Rogers has used tonight have contributed for him. And you know, they didn't get off to a very good start, but nobody panicked on that Martinsburg club. That's a club that has played great basketball all year, and they knew that they could come back, and they've reacted real well to the situation and come on for an 85-49 lead.
Billy Reed out of the ball game now for the Patriots. Puts a towel into his face. Domenico's foul shot no good, knocked out of bounds. It will belong to Wheeling Park. 2:07 left, and the Bulldogs lead it by 36. Kevin Heller up top, swings it over to Mike McLeod. McLeod starts the bucket, and he is hacked on the play by James Domenico. Look at those Bulldogs, Jay, over on the far side. All the starters are now out, and every Martinsburg player is seated on the bench, very leisurely leaning back on the bench, and their legs are all crossed, all pointing towards the right. I saw that during one of the NCAA tournament games the other day. McLeod makes the first foul shot.
How did you have any time to watch a tournament game?
Who was that? Maryland used to do it. 85-50. McLeod, second foul shot no good. Minner rebounds underneath, lays it up and in. Steve Minner scores it. Under 2 to play. Troy Feltner into the right corner, taken in by J.R. Fox. Up high, pass taken by Scott Lynch. Now to Feltner, back up to Lynch. Lynch at the high post, double team, drop pass inside. Domenico shoots and scores about 9 feet away.
Pretty good job by the reserves of running their offense. Nice clap of the hands by Dave Rogers on that set.
87-52. Here's a near steal, but McLeod takes it back. Flings a pass on the right side to Minner. He shoots and is fouled on the play with 1:21 left.
Well, Martinsburg will head into the championship game tomorrow night, Tony, and against either Woodrow Wilson High School or Logan High School, which will follow in our next game. And they'll come out playing well. This is what everybody's been waiting for. One of the teams are in. Martinsburg High School.
Mike McLeod, the sophomore forward, out of the ball game now for Sam Andy's team. He finishes up with 15 points. Another strong effort by the sophomore. Minner at the foul line makes the first. This place is jam-packed, as packed as we have ever seen it here in Charleston. Expecting a all-time record crowd. Here's a steal out front by Ray Davis. He drives in, shoots it, and scores. Took the ball away there from Troy Feltner. First 2 for Davis. Coming up on the 1-minute mark. Jump pass ahead to James Domenico. Domenico starts up the floor, works a pass back to Feltner. Under a minute to play now, 87-55. Bulldogs. Inside feed, Domenico has his shot rejected, but the ball conveniently pops back out to Jason Johnson. Johnson starts towards the bucket, and he's hacked out front. The all-time attendance record here at the Civic Center is just over 12,400 for a state tournament game. And they are already sold out all tickets before this game here began. And so they're going to expect a all-time record-sized crowd. Minner and Heller check out as Jason Johnson shoots the front end of the 1-and-1. It lays up and falls in. 88-55. Second one on the way for Johnson, and he hits it. Nothing but net. Johnson will be back next year on this Martinsburg team. He's just a junior. Wheeling Park working it out front. Brynjar Sigurgesson, transfer student out of Iceland, works a pass over on the right side. A shot taken, no good. And here come the Bulldogs. Up high, Troy Feltner. Watched by Davis. They work it over left side. Domenico's 3, no good. Feltner after it. Ball knocked away out of bounds. It will belong to the Patriots with 24 seconds left.
Really a nice gesture on the part of Sam Andy and Dave Rogers to play everybody off of their bench and giving these kids an opportunity, a chance of a lifetime.
Here's Sigurgesson. Deep left corner to Sean Stake. Back to Sigurgesson. Inside Davis, shot rejected. 12 seconds and counting. Follow-up. Lay-in is good for Richie Beckett. 89:57, final seconds on the clock. Feltner after it on the ground as the buzzer sounds. And the Martinsburg Bulldogs have done it. They've advanced to the championship game in Class AAA with a commanding 89-57 victory over the Wheeling Park Patriots. Quite an effort by Dave Rogers' Bulldogs, who raised their record to 24-2, while Sam Andy's Wheeling Park club ends the season now at 15-10. Fred Persinger is standing by with victorious Martinsburg coach Dave Rogers.
Dave Rogers, the Wheeling Park Patriots really came after you in the first quarter. You guys finally got it clicking on all cylinders, though.
Well, we did. You know, I thought Reed really hurt us. In fact, he had 19 of the 32 points at halftime, and we had to do something different. We went in halftime and put in a 1-3 man that we've used off and on, and he didn't score in the third quarter, and that's really helped us blow that situation out of there. But, you know, they've got a great ball club. We were really afraid of their board work when we came in tonight. That was our number one thing that we had to stop. And I thought our kids, after we got adjusted, after we got a slow start, and then we got adjusted, and kids played hard and they played well.
These same kids in this tournament final 2 years ago as sophomores. You lose a heartbreaker by 3 points to Huntington. I know you have to be pleased to have them back in the championship game tomorrow night.
Well, we certainly are. You know, we had a big disappointment last year, and of course Oak Hill had a good ball club. Coach Lilly is just a great friend and did a great job, and that gives us an opportunity to come back. And we know no matter who we're going to play, they're a great team. You know, Logan and Beckley are just outstanding, and you know, when you've got almost 13,000 people packed in here tonight, this is a great atmosphere. This is the only place to be in West Virginia.
Do you have any favorites as to who you'd rather play, Beckley or Logan?
No, not really. I tell you, both ball clubs are great, and they're very dangerous. And, you know, for us to beat either one, we've got to play the top game of the season for us.
Best of luck to you tomorrow night.
Thank you.
Dave Rogers, head coach of the Martinsburg Bulldogs. Back to you, Tony.
You hear the roar of the crowd in the background. That's the Logan Wildcats who have taken the floor here. We're getting set for Logan and Beckley. Our final score in the first Class AAA semifinal. Martinsburg 89 and Wheeling Park 57. We'll return to the Charleston Civic Center Coliseum in a moment to recap the game after we hear this message from Raps.